And now, The View from Washington, an explanation of U.S. policy.
After more than 8 years of brutal conflict in Syria, the humanitarian needs of the Syrian people are dire and ongoing, said Carol O'Connell, U.S. Acting Assistant Secretary of State for Population, Refugees, and Migration.
When we look at Syria, it's really a catastrophic crisis. 8 years into the crisis, we still have displaced persons inside Syria who every day are still looking for their basic needs for their families, for food, for shelter, for water, for healthcare. They're trying to find safety and protection.
Acting Assistant Secretary O'Connell said the United States is committed to continuing its support for those internally displaced people, as well as for the millions of refugees who had to flee the country, in many cases leaving everything behind. To date, the United States is the largest single donor for the Syrian response, providing more than $9.5 billion in humanitarian assistance, working with key international and non-governmental partners for those affected by the conflict inside Syria and in neighboring countries. Syrian President Bashar al-Assad began the war in Syria in 2011 by violently attacking peaceful, pro-democratic protesters. The result has been called the worst humanitarian crisis in our lifetime. The United States will continue to lead the international community in efforts to alleviate the suffering of the Syrian people inside their country and throughout the region.
That was The View from Washington, an explanation of U.S. policy.